right, ladies and gentlemen, good evening, good evening. Wait till some people come in here. Um, Please let me know in the chat if you can hear me. Hopefully, the audio is good. Let me let some folks come in here first before proceeding on. Give this a couple minutes. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Uh, Welcome to the second stream. Um, Tonight's stream is basically going to add on to what I talked about last week in terms of the things that I believe are essential and crucial to not only helping you find the person that's for you, but once you find this person, being able to sustain it and have it grow and mature into a relationship that's everlasting. And last week's topic that I discussed was mindset. And mindset basically puts you at a place where you have the time, you have the space, you have the bandwidth to not only want to date, but begin to make the steps to date by doing the inner work on yourself. Mindset has nothing to do with the actual person by which you want to actually be with at this point of the game. Mindset has everything to do with the preparation and the work that you do on the front end before you even meet this person to put yourself in a position to say, okay, yes, I do have the time, I do have the space, I do have the bandwidth to date. Let's go for it. I'm content with where I am within my life. I'm content with my family situation. I'm content with my job situation. I'm ready to date. That's what I discussed last week. And so moving into this week, it's the second part of what's essential, in my opinion. Now, what we're going to discuss tonight, and of course, you all know by the title, is being intentional. Now, being intentional, when we get to this part of it, you've already done the work on yourself mentally and emotionally to tell yourself you're ready to date. Now, this next step is about putting yourself in positions, but meaning places you go, places you frequent, places you would like to go to physically put yourself at to where you can be found by this person. And also, it is for the guy standpoint, it is that, but it's also actually approaching the woman at this point. So for the ladies, it's you are going to a Broadway play. You are going to the gym. You're going to um, the library. You're going to a speakeasy event. You're going somewhere publicly where not only not only are you exposing yourself to the public, but you're also putting yourself out there to potentially be found and be seeked out by this specific guy that you may be interested in or that may be interested in you. So for the ladies, it's one, it's to put yourself in a position to be seeked, to be found. But for the guys, it's putting yourself in a position to seek out this woman, but then also it's actually approaching them when you do see them. So being intentional is very, very crucial because this is the part where you're going to establish what's what. And what I mean by that is you're when you do eventually find the person that you're interested in dating or pursuing, once you have established contact and you've exchanged numbers, exchanged information, and begin communicating with this person, this is where the intentionality begins to come into play uh, from both sides. Because getting each other's number, calling each other, texting each other, that's all fine. But it's what you do when you do call this person. It's what you say when you do call this person or talk to the phone with this person or text this person that's going to uh, separate you from the rest of your competition, essentially, which is other men or other women. And this is where the rubber meets the road. In your communication with this person, for the fellas, you approach a woman, you get her number, you make it be known to her in later conversation, hey, I want to court you. That is being intentional. That is pushing your cards in the middle of the table to say, hey, not only do I like you, but I want to build upon what I'm feeling. So it's so for the guys, it's you are essentially seeking to receive that handshake back. And what I mean by handshake is you're seeking to receive that mutual response back from the woman in which you are talking to about courting. So you're pushing your cards in the middle of the table to say, hey, I like you, I want to court you, to receive a response back to acknowledge, yes, I hear you, I see you, I feel the same way. Let's go for it. That is what you're looking to uh, receive from her by you communicating to her and saying to her, hey, this is how I feel. This is what I want to, these are my intentions with you. Do you feel the same way? Because oftentimes, what we see across society in general is we don't make it be known what it is. we don't make it be known what our intentions are. And I've said many a times before that uh, when it comes to relationships, fellas, we set the tone. The ladies control the tempo. And what I mean by that is the tone is establishing what it is, what we are, where we're going, and how we're going to go about getting there. The ladies, they control the pace in terms of how fast or how slow it takes us to get there based upon how we are showing up for them as men. So if we are doing what we are supposed to do by them, by creating a safe space, by being their security and their stability and a man that they can trust and rely on, depend on, then within their mind, they're going to know that we are what we say we are and that they can be in their natural feminine state with you. But if we are not doing what we're supposed to do as the men, then she will rebel. She will uh, go into survival mode. She will do everything to work against you because not only have you not proven to her that you are a safe space, but you haven't proven to her that you are a man of your word, that you can be trusted, that you can be depended on, that you can be relied on. And so until that is the case, she's going to take on those or she's going to tap into those masculine survival instincts in order to protect herself and or look out for herself. So it is very, very important, fellas, that when we are pursuing a woman, when we are interested in courting a woman, we make it be known to them what our intentions are. If we make it known what our intentions are with them and they are not receptive to the direction in which we want to go, cool. Pivot to go in different directions, leave it where it's at. But don't don't take it upon yourself to make it seem as though that by you having whatever amount of money you think you have, whatever amount of material items you think you have, or don't think that because you are doing things for her or buying things for her that you will be able to change her mind to take you seriously. If she's going to take you seriously, she's going to let you know she's taking you seriously. But we sometimes make the mistake that we can change a woman's mind by love bombing her, by buying things for her, by uh, paying bills, even, or just doing a whole bunch of extra overexerting ourselves to be seen by her when she has already told us that this is the place in which she does not want to be with you. So if that's the case, hey, keep it moving, pivot to the next woman, and try your luck at that point. But being intentional, fellas, is verbalizing what it is you want to her. And in return, she's going to give you a response. Now, I'm of the belief that I'm not really a big fan of the dating apps. You know, I understand that there are a lot of people out there who use them. I have friends and family who use them, and the results and the statistics are, in terms of success rate, they they are what they are. the success rate isn't um, in the majority, but there have been exceptions to the rule, even with people that I know that they have been able to eventually find the person that they want via the dating apps. That's fine. I I wouldn't advise that you go that route because you want to be able to see this person physically in person in a controlled environment where you can look at them in their eyes, have a conversation, ask questions, and really see what the vibe is. How is this person's emotional intelligence? What is their temperament? How do they present themselves to you? How do they talk? How do they dress? You get to see all those little finite details in person that you would otherwise not see if primary means of communication was over the dating apps or over the phone or what have you. Anybody can give you a representation of themselves over the internet, over the phone. But when you are physically in the presence of this person, they either have to come as they are authentic self, which most people will do, or they're going to put on a representation of what they want you to see of them, and they're going to put on this facade that they're something they're really not in order to get you in the door to do whatever it is they want to do, uh, whether in terms of trapping you or just just trying to prove to you that they are what they think they are, but they're really not. And so that is why it's important when you are being intentional about dating someone that when you are ready to meet up with this person, you meet up with them in person in an controlled environment where you can see this person, look them in the eye, and you know formulate your opinions from there on how this person is presenting themselves to you, what the vibe is, how's the communication, etc. So, fellas, being intentional, hey, verbalizing what it is you feel, but then also putting yourself in a position where you are going to a speakeasy event, you are going to maybe it could be a friend's kickback, it could be a comedy show. It could be it could be anywhere out in public where you feel as though you are comfortable knowing that, okay, when I do see this woman, or if I am in a position around this woman that I want to pursue, you do it. Now, for us, the setting doesn't really matter, but it's it can come into play for the ladies because setting for them in terms of us approaching them, uh, they they sometimes can judge us based upon the setting by which we are approaching them. But what they uh, sometimes miss or lack understanding of is that to us, like if we're interested in you, the setting doesn't matter. We're going to approach you regardless. Uh, I'm not gonna say we don't care how you look, but if we're interested in you and we want to pursue you, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make it be known. It's not gonna be no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So for the ladies, get out of the house. Yes, the dating apps are convenient, but getting yourself out the house and going out in public, whether by yourself or even if you're with your girls. Go out in public and be seen, because if you are not putting yourself out in public to be seen, then the guy that you are interested in, or that the guy that you want to approach you, is not going to find you. Oftentimes, I see over the internet that, you know, a lot of ladies will say, okay, well, God is going to bring me my man. This man's going to fall from the sky into my lap. We're going to ride off into the sunset. Everything's going to be hunky dory. Everything's going to be cool. We're going to be all right. That's not how it works. You have to do the work too. And doing the work, first, of course, starts with your mindset, which is what we covered last week. But you have to be intentional by putting yourself in the position to be found, to be seeked out by this man. Because if you're trapped in the house all day, every day, and the only time you come outside is for the essential things, which is to fill up your car on gas, grab groceries if you go to the grocery store and not use Instacart and all those other things, or every now and then go to brunch with your girls. If you don't come outside to be seen, the man that you want is not going to find you. He's simply not going to find you, because um the caliber of guys typically that women want to find them are not on dating apps. They're just not. Um because they don't have the time for it. The quality of people that are on there is typically not where it's typically not up to the standard. There are exceptions to the rule, of course, but a lot of guys who are decent, good guys, there a lot of them aren't using dating apps because of the quality of people that are on there. There are some good people that are on there that just simply don't have the time, or their schedule doesn't really afford them enough time to get out in public. But for the most part, what I've seen and from what I've heard, the quality of person that are on these apps is not of the quality that would warrant them potentially becoming a spouse one day. Uh, it's just not. And so, ladies, you have to get yourselves out the house to be seen. The man that you want is not going to fall from the sky and fall into your lap. That is not how it works. And that is not going to happen. That's not realistic. That's not realistic. So you have to do the work too by putting yourself out there to be seen. Once you put yourself out there, then you warrant your chances of potentially being found by a guy that you are interested in dating and making a relationship out of. But again, if you don't be intentional by putting yourself out in public, then it doesn't matter what you desire. You can have the mindset, you could be ready to date. But if you're not intentional behind your actions in terms of putting yourself out there to be seen, you will never be found by this person. And this person will continue going about their business. They will eventually find what it is they're looking for and the woman that they're seeking, and they will ride off into the sunset. But you have to do the work as well to be seen by this person. So uh, this video is not going to last much longer. You know, really being intentional is the first step where you are incorporating a potential candidate where, okay, you've worked on yourself, you have the mindset to date. Now you're putting yourself in a position to do that by going out in public to be seen. And when you find this person, making it be known that, hey, okay, yes, I like you. Uh, I'm interested in you. Let's see where this goes. Communicate that, because that's where a lot of our shortcomings and failures come from. We don't communicate what we're feeling and how we're feeling about said things. It's it's almost like we are assuming that this other person knows how we feel, knows where we're coming from. But in actuality, they don't know. And they may not even understand, which is fine, because at the end of the day, we're human beings and we're dealing with two types of human beings. You're dealing with a man and we're dealing with a woman that are completely different in all facets of just human existence. So being able to make it be known that, yes, not only am I ready to date because of my mindset, because I've done the work on myself, but hey, I like what you stand for. I'm interested in you. Let's see what we can do out of this. Let's make something shake. Let's build upon this. Boom, simple. Now the cards have been laid out onto the table to where a decision has to be made, whether it's going to be followed through or not. And if it's not the the decision that you want, that's fine. Let it be what it is. Don't try to change anyone's mind. Don't try to overexert yourself to this person to get them to see you or to get them to change their mind on something that they are already set in stone and standing 10 toes down about within uh, what you all have. If they with it, cool. If they not, cool. Pivot, go in a different direction, and rock out from there. But by communicating and establishing what your intentions are, you will tell people who come up to you or who approach you that not only have you done the work on yourself, but you also are in a position to where you are ready to date and be in a healthy relationship, because you are putting yourself in position to be found. And then you're also establishing that good line of communication when you find said person to say yay or nay on moving forward. So that's about it for this video for tonight. Uh, I'm going to open it up for any sort of questions or comments on being intentional before I jump off of here for tonight. So I'll give it a couple seconds, few minutes. If there's any questions on being intentional when it comes to dating, or is there any questions on mindset going back to last week, but more so let's keep it to being intentional. And if there's no questions, then I will wrap up this stream and We will proceed on to the next one in a few days. But are there any questions before I jump off of here for tonight about being intentional or just any comments? All right. Well, if there are no questions, I will be wrapping up this stream. Now, real quick before I jump off of here, uh, earlier I posted on my social media that with the government shutdown going on, I will be doing, excuse me, I will be doing coaching sessions for free while the government is shut down. So if you or anyone out there is interested in any coaching that you want to receive from me, please email me at bookcoachvic@gmail.com. I will also put it in the description. I will be doing free sessions while the government is shut down. And, that's just my way of, giving back and trying to help people out during these difficult, trying times. So if you or you know of anyone out there who is interested or may need coaching, please point them in my direction. My email, once again, is bookcoachvic@gmail.com. Um, each session is an hour. And yeah, we'll lock in, we'll tap in, and we'll have a conversation. But if there are no questions or comments, I'm going to wrap this stream up. Thank you all for tuning in. Keep your eyes open for the next iteration of the stream, where we'll be getting into the next part of what I believe to be important to not only find your person, but to have a long sustaining relationship uh, with your person forever. So we've covered mindset, we've covered being intentional. Now we're going to get into the meat and the potatoes of everything. So with that being said, y'all be safe. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all for the continued support. And I will talk to y'all in a few. Have a good evening.